Hello my trans dinos, I'm Vampire Ian and welcome to Batty Decks, the series where I give you a profile on a deck that I've brewed up on a whim for your entertainment. Wild Survivors has brought us 3 new archetypes to play around with, but the one I'm most excited to see in action is Transcendosaurus. As a longtime dino player, I want to show you what these new fossils can do. Let's check it out. So here's the deck. For the most part, this is just a normal dinosaur list, but there's a little bit of trans spice in here. The Transcendosaurus cards are for the most part a little too weak to bother playing, but Xenomediorus and Ground Xeno are both neat extenders that open up some new plays. Plus, we have a very special Gigantozauler for some special hands. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard dino build, including the G-Golem combo. So let's get into the card by card. But first, before we get into the card by card, I do have to let you know, this list was made before the ban list that dropped today as of recording. It is going to go into effect a couple of days from now when this episode will release, but the new ban list has changed some of the way I had to build this deck. And unfortunately, there's just some things that I don't think quite work, but we'll get into those later. Now let's do the card by card. First up, we have one of the coolest boss monsters in history, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This card is not only offense through its ability to attack every monster our opponent has, but it's also interruption with a Book of Moon effect. Pretty easy to summon too. Just a really good boss monster. Next up is Dogoron. In a format where kaijus are good, assuming kaijus are still good in the format after the new ban list, you have to be playing a searchable kaiju. Pankratops, of course, makes an appearance. It's okay going first, busted going second, but when you can search and special it from the deck, it becomes crazy. Next up we have exactly one Xenomediorus. We really want to be searching this off of Ground Xeno rather than drawing it. Obviously we can summon it by doing our normal combo, but our normal combo is bricky enough as it is, and I really don't want to brick on this guy too. Simply don't draw it and Ground Xeno at the same time. Simple as. You might also notice that I haven't put in any normal monsters for the second effect of Xenomediorus. I think the second effect of Xenomediorus is bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not good. It's cope. The only way you have enough babies in hand to perform full combo and activate this effect is to have so many babies in hand that you can't actually perform full combo. That combined with adding yet another brick to brick central the deck, and the lock that you're placed under too, I just don't think it's worth it. So no Frostosaurus in this build, sorry. Next up is Giant Rex, a good dino to banish because it summons itself back. This might get replaced in the near future, but I'm not sure. It's a toss-up. One Miscellaneousaurus, may the other two rest in peace. This card is both combo starter and protection, so I do see why it is limited, but I do miss it ever so much. 3 Soul Eating Oviraptor, a searcher and a combo piece all in one. It grabs us any dino we want and cycles babies from grave by popping one on the field. The only problem is getting the other baby on the field. Easy to do in some hands, not so much in other hands. 3 Baby Ceratosaurus and 1 Petite Ranodon round out our babies. These are the fossil fuel for our deck, if you will. These both special summon a dinosaur when popped, but Baby special summons level 4 and lower, and Petite summons level 4 and higher. Petite also has a lock on it for attacking and doesn't ignore summoning conditions like Double Evo Pill does. And since we want to summon the little guys anyways, we run more Baby Ceratosaurus than we do Petite Ranodon. Lastly, for the main deck dinos, we have 2 Animadorn Archosaur as our combo piece. This little guy pops a dino, preferably our babies, then searches Double Evo Pill, which we will talk about in a little bit. Ideally, we were summoning this guy off of Miscellaneousaurus, but in a pinch, it does work on normal summon as well. Next up is Hand Traps, and boy are we playing a lot. That's the format, assuming the format hasn't significantly changed because of the new ban list. I don't think it will, but you never know. 3 Ash Blossom to slow down plays. 3 Droll and Lockbird to win the game. 3 Effect Veiler, which is actually surprisingly pretty good this format currently. We'll see if that stays the same as the new format develops. And then 3 Gamma. Oh wait! They took my 2 Gamma! I only have the 1. What are these other 2 cards, you may ask? Delta. This guy negates a spell instead. Not nearly as good. But the way the deck is set up, I need the Psyframe driver actually. To do the cool thing I wanted to show off, that I made this deck to show off, I need the Psyframe driver. So we're playing Psyframe Gear Delta. It could be good. If you're playing against Sprite, it stops the starter, which is really good. It's certainly no Gamma, and we are playing the one Gamma. We're just filling in the 2 copies of Gamma with Delta. Yeah, I wish I hadn't dropped the list the day I was going to record this episode, but I guess it's better than doing it the day after I record it, huh? And then of course we have our driver, which we'll get back to later. He's got some funny things to do in this deck. Next for spells, we have double evolution pill, which summons a big dino, like UCT, from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Very important. You do need to banish a dino and a non-dino for it, which we will get over the course of our combo. It used to be that you banish Giant Rex for this, but the G-Golem combo means we can actually do something else with Rex. So now you can just banish any dinosaur you want. As for the non-dino, Link Karibo and G-Golems are your friends, but hand traps also work in a pinch. 3 Fossil Dig because they gave this deck a better Rhoda and we're gonna use it. 3 Ground Xeno to search out our Xenometeorus. After it searches, it also pops a card in hand, any card in hand, which can trigger the effect of Xeno to summon itself. Additionally, this card in the grave can actually be used as a fusion spell for a dino monster. We'll come back to that later. 1 Feather Duster because fuck back row. 1 Called by the Grave because we actually lose really hard to most hand traps. And then we have 2 Lost World, which is our field spell. It's a bit of an extender and can create some protection as well. It makes non-dinos lose 500 attack, making for easier OTKs, and then when a dino is summoned, it can summon a Jura Egg token to the opponent's field. And while they control a token, they cannot target monsters on the field with card effects except for tokens. Then, once per turn, you can prevent the destruction of a normal monster on the field, like a token, by destroying a dino in your deck instead, like a baby. This means that you can activate the field spell, summon Oviraptor, get the search off of Oviraptor, then summon a token to your opponent's field, then use the Oviraptor effect, targeting their token. Then you could use the field spell to pop a baby in the deck instead of the token, and then you get the special summon off of that. By the way, that token fucks over Kashtira, which I think is very funny, and I don't think Kashtira is going away quite yet. Thing is though, I'm just not sure that this is worth it. It's a good card, but maybe not running at 3 or adding the terraforming for the 4th copy. 2 is fine. Next is the extra deck. First up we have some spice with Gigantazowler. This big guy is a fusion that can be made with any dino and any normal monster. Theoretically, you can super poly using the Jura Egg token, but that's not particularly good. Instead, we're going to be using the Ground Xeno effect to special summon it using Zyframe Driver as material. Since Gamma and Delta can both summon from Grave to activate their effects, it doesn't mess with those either. Now we can turn the Driver Brick into a huge monster that also recycles a monster and pops some cards. It also comes back from the grave when destroyed by sending Driver back to the deck where it's safe. Just a cool little tech choice that better shows off the new cards and would have been really cool if Gamma was still at 3. Next we have Barone, another card made possible by the Trans Dinos. Xeno in any 4, which there's a lot in this deck, makes a negate and a pop. Seems pretty good to me. We have Zeus because we're playing Ixies. Send cards from the field to the grave. Pretty good. We have 2 Evolzar Lagia and 1 Evolzar Dulka. You'll see more of these 2 in the Evol deck profile in July, but since we're running level 4 dinos, we're playing them. Since we make Appaloosa as part of our combo, I'm running 2 Lagia and only 1 Dulka. Lagia negating spells and summons shores up some of the blind spots of Appaloosa, while Dulka just adds 2 more negates onto the pile of 3 to 2 negates. We have Abyss Dweller because rank 4. It was either this or Baguska, and I think Dweller is more interesting. Then for links, we have the one, the only access code Talker. Please ban this card. I hate generic boss monsters. Speaking of cards that should be removed from the game, Appaloosa is here. Appaloosa is part of our main end board, usually having 2 to 3 negates on her because of the G-Golem combo. Nightmare Unicorn is pretty good generic removal and an access code piece. Probably also should go, now that I think about it. Masquerena is a sometimes food to make an unaffected asshole on our opponent's turn. Link Karibo is what we make with our Archosaur and what we banish for double Evo pill. Then we make G-Golem, Stubborn Manir, which when special summoned from the graveyard, specials an earth from our grave but negates its effects and then banishes it when it leaves the field. We take both of those and make G-Golem Crystal Heart, which will special summon Stubborn Manir to activate its effect and summon back Giant Rex to make a 3-mat Appo and summon back the Rex from banish. Then there's Secure Garna for if you can't do the G-Golem combo for some reason but really need Link Karibo in the grave for double evolution pill. In the side we have the rest of the Dogoron in case we need to go all in on Kaijus. Nibiru, which is fitting for a Dino deck but is also pretty good this format. Double Lightning Storm because they semi-limited this card too. I mean, I don't like these kind of blowout cards anyways, but like, why a semi-limit, my dude? I threw in a Raigeki just to fill out space. It's close enough, I guess. 3 evenly matched, which for some reason Konami decided is not better than Lightning Storm, even though it's better than Lightning Storm. 3 Cosmic Cyclone in case there's some spell traps you really need to get rid of. And then 1 Change of Heart for surprise OTK action. If you think you can get the OTK off, Change of Heart might be worth siding in, going second. Since the Transcendosaurus cards are pre-release at the time of recording, they aren't allowed on ranked ladder, so I'm going to show you a couple of casual ladder games to show you what the deck can do. Let's get into the games. First game up, and we have drawn cards. Driver in hand, of course, always. 2 babies, which is good if we had a good combo starter, but instead we have Animadorn Archosaur, which can do stuff on its own. It can be normal summoned, but we don't have anything to follow up with. So let's see what we can do. We're going to start with normal summon Animadorn Archosaur, and we're going to pop Baby Ceratosaurus, grab double Evo pill. We will then activate the effect of Baby Ceratosaurus, summoning Soul Eating Oviraptor. We will activate the effect of Soul Eating Oviraptor in order to grab Xenometeorus to hand. We're going to activate the effect to pop our Animadorn Archosaur instead of going into the Link Karibo and get back Baby Ceratosaurus in order to activate Xenometeorus. We will then summon Xenometeorus to go into Barone. We are then also going to activate double Evo pill, banishing our Animadorn Archosaur and the driver in hand in order to make Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Then we'll just pass on that. The baby on the field can be popped by Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to activate its effect, and then special summon. They're going to activate Ignite Reload. We're going to negate that with Barone because I don't want them to do any funny business. Then they're going to activate Shinome Valiant Priestess, Valence Priestess. They're going to summon it. Now I read the fact that it has to activate its effect separately from its summon, so I'm going to go ahead and book a moon and pop our baby. We're going to activate the baby to get Soul Eating Oviraptor, and then we're going to activate Soul Eating Oviraptor to grab Miscellaneousaurus. Now we no longer have any interruption. They are going to activate König Wiesen, which they just had in hand. They didn't need anything. We're going to activate Miscellaneousaurus so they cannot target our dinosaurs with card effects for the turn, or for the main phase. They're going to instead target our Baronne de Fleur. Then, you know, they just had another one. They had another Valence. They're going to activate the effect to put back the Baronne. Then they're going to activate Pendulum Fusion to fusion out Valence Genesis Grand Duke. They're going to attack over our Oviraptor and pass on that. We're looking at a pretty good position here because we still have UCT. We draw Lost World for turn, so we're going to swap out their field spell for the Lost World. And then we're going to activate Misk to summon another Animadorn Archosaur. We're going to do the whole thing again. We're going to pop Petite Ranodon. We're also going to activate Lost World to summon a token. We'll grab double Evo pill, and we'll put the token on their side of the field. We're going to activate Petite Ranodon to get another Oviraptor. We're going to activate Oviraptor to grab another baby. Then we're going to activate Oviraptor, targeting the token, using the effect of Lost World to protect the token, and pop the last baby in deck. We'll activate the effect of the baby to get Giant Rex. Then we don't have any more Baby Ceratosaurus targets in deck, so we will go Link Karibo, normal summon Baby Ceratosaurus, link them both off to make G-Golem Stubborn Manir, then link those both off to make G-Golem Crystal Heart, activate the effect to grab G-Golem Stubborn Manir, activate that effect to grab Giant Rex, and then link them all off for Appaloosa. We will activate the effect of Giant Rex to summon it back, and then make Lagia. Then we will activate Double Evolution Pill once more to get another Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We'll go to battle, we'll attack with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno into the Drac Egg token, activating the other effect of UCT, which I didn't say, to do 1,000 damage to our opponent, and then we'll attack into the Grand Duke, because we just get to attack everything. We'll do a lot of damage, we'll attack directly with our other one to do a lot of damage, and then we'll attack directly with Appaloosa, and we'll attack directly with Lagia for game. So, a bad hand, but it came around. It came around on the end. Another game, another Psyframe driver in hand. This hand does not do anything. Let's see what happens. Literally no combo in hand. We're going to activate Lost World. We're going to activate Double Evolution Pill and just banish Ash and Xenometeorus. I should have kept Driver because we're going to summon a monster to the field, so the Gammas and stuff don't make any difference anymore. But I kind of wanted to show up the Gigantosaur thing, so I was hoping maybe it would happen. But Ultimate Tyranno is not bad. We're going to give them a token, and maybe they're Kashtira. Maybe that'll fuck them up. No, it's Sprite. They're going to summon Sprite Blue using Sprite Starter. They're going to activate Sprite Blue. They're going to get Sprite Carrot. They're going to go main. They're going to summon Sprite Jet. They're going to activate Jet. I'm going to book a moon here because the thing about face down monsters is they're not level 2. We're going to destroy the driver in hand in order to do so. They're going to get Smashers. So they're going to actually move Jura Egg token to attack position to go to battle against Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. They're going to attack in, take a shitload of damage, and we are going to use the effect of Lost World to protect the Jura Egg token, destroying Baby Ceratosaurus in order to summon, and they're going to surrender because they know exactly what's coming. Pretty good. A game won entirely on the back of Lost World and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. What a cool deck. So here's the last game, and yet again we have the Sideframe driver in hand, but this time we have the ground Xeno. We also don't have any combo in hand, so they're going to start with Sprite Starter. We're going to Ash that shit. Get out of here. They're going to triple Tactics Talent though and draw some cards. Unfortunately, they don't really find anything, so they're just going to set 2 and pass. We're going to draw Double Evolution Pill. Actually, not a bad draw at all. We're going to ground Xeno. They're going to Ash. But we still have a Dino in hand. So we're going to activate Lost World. We're going to ground Xeno's second effect to fusion summon Gigantosaur. Now, we're not going to activate the effect because the destruction effect would make us lose out on Double Evolution Pill or Lost World. And I don't really want to lose out on either. So we're just going to let the Jura Egg token come down. We're going to double Evo Pill. I should have banished Ash instead of Driver because you could still activate Driver from Grave. I don't know what I was thinking there. But we now have the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. We're going to activate Giant Rex to bring it back. We're going to go to battle. I was thinking I was going to attack with Giant Rex because Giant Rex cannot attack directly, but then they activate Sprite Starter. They're going to take a little bit of damage to summon Sprite Blue. Now they have 2 monsters on field, so I'm going to attack with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno instead. They're going to search out Sprite Red. Then I'm going to go to battle. I'm going to do 1,000. I'm going to go to battle. I'm going to do 1,000. We're going to do 3,800 damage and then pass turn. They are... Okay, look. Maybe the new Giant Rex-like card is better because we could have gone for lethal right here. But then again, Giant Rex could get over some things that the other one can't because it has a higher attack point. I don't know. Kaitoptera might be good, but it might not. I don't know. It's hard. It's like choices you have to make. Maybe side decking is something you might do in side decking. I don't know. Probably not, but probably something you just make a decision on in deck build. But let's continue the game. They're going to imperm our Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which is unfortunate. We could have popped Giant Rex in order to flip monsters face down. Unfortunately, we cannot do that anymore. Then they're going to immediately activate Live Twin Sunny Snitch in the imperm column. I swear to God, if they had activated this in the proper column, they would have won the game. I am almost certain of it. Well, maybe not, because our guys are really big. Okay, anyways, let's continue. They just literally forgot the imperm column. Extremely funny. They're going to summon Red, then they're going to summon Jet. They're going to grab Gamma Burst. They're going to try and get over our monsters. They're going to make Gigantic Sprite. They're going to summon another Blue, get the effect of Blue because they did not activate it this turn. They're going to grab Carrot. They'll then summon Carrot. They're going to link both of those off for Nightmare Phoenix. And at this point, I'm thinking, what? Huh? They're going to activate Nightmare Phoenix, pitching Effect Veiler to pop our Lost World. They're going to activate the Sprite Gamma Burst. We're going to activate Ultimate Conductor Tyranno just for fun. Unfortunately, the pop effect is actually like part of the effect and not cost, which is why it actually pops baby Ceratosaurus. It's like intentional for the design of the dinosaurs, but in this instance, it doesn't work for us because we can't get rid of the giant Rex on field. Unfortunately, none of their monsters are big enough to get over our big guys, so they're going to surrender on that because we have lethal next turn. Dinos are just a little bit too big for Sprite to get over. Pretty cool. I love this shit. So that's the deck. While the Transcendosauruses don't add much to the dino strategy, there's still a lot of power packed in the DNA of these dinos. The major flaw of the deck, though, is the reliance on the babies. Every single card in the deck needs to pop a card, so you have to get a baby in hand to fulfill that. But a whole bunch of babies can't pop other babies, so you have a problem where you have either too many babies or not enough babies. The deck just doesn't function without the babies, and in a format where you need to play a lot of non-engine, lacking in fuel means we run out of steam faster than we would like. Still though, the new cards add some interesting plays to the strategy. G-Golems help create a more powerful end board, and there's nothing cooler than summoning Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Hopefully you give this deck a shot, and I'll see ya in the next one. Hey there! Thanks for watching this deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other thoughts on the build or if you played this deck and how it did. Also make sure to follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more, and maybe throw a couple bucks my way on Patreon if you like. I hope to see you again, so be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye!